que se lo deja meter. Pero ese papa es huevón. Ese papa es huevón. Huevón comunista, fidelista. Que se acaba de poner el pullover con el retrato de Che Guevara acá adelante. ¿Cómo no, mi hermano? Son comunistas. ¿Hace falta que se mueran? No, al infierno todos, si ellos no creen en Dios. Pero si ellos no creen en Dios.
Toda la vida luchando por el capitalismo y morirme en el Viernes Negro.
Hello from Little Havana in Miami, Florida, where the mood is definitely celebratory here in the streets. We are outside the famous Versailles restaurant here in Little Havana, and ever since the news broke overnight of Cuban president, former president Fidel Castro's death, people have been out here in the streets waving flags, signs, playing music, driving around, honking horns, celebrating the death of Fidel Castro and everything that symbolizes. So we're going to go around and talk to some people here and get a sense of how people are feeling with this event. This is something that a lot of people have waited for a long time. A lot of people here in Miami escaped Cuba, are exiles, and for people who don't know, the population here in Miami, it's over half of the population here are Cubans and people of Cuban descent. So this is a huge event here in Miami, Florida. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you a little bit more of the marching that's going on here as well.
Cuba! No more Castro! Thank God he died! I'm glad he died!
So you're feeling happy today?
Always happy. I'm an American citizen. I was born in Miami. But I'm proud and I'm happy to say now the day has become the happiest party ever that Castro died today.
Your family is from Cuba?
I have my husband's here. He's from Cuba. My family, I have family inside Cuba that they cannot celebrate like we all are celebrating right now. But I'm sorry to say, it may be wrong to what I say, but I'm happy that he died yesterday.
Have you talked to your family still?
I haven't talked. Well, he talked to his daughter, but we're not allowed to say anything because of the restrictions of allowed to open our mouths up there is difficult. But we have the freedom of speech here to talk about Castro, how we really feel in our heart.
So what are you hoping happens now?
What I hope that happens now, that changes begin. That the Cuban people will not be prisons anymore. That they will be able to be free. That they can come to the United States, not leave on a boat in hours and days to die on a boat, and they can come here free on a plane and see what it's like to be a beautiful country like the United States is.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Oye, fue Fidel que murió, Raúl. Oye, pero tú vas a ver la cuenta. Oye, fue Fidel que
Freedom for Cuba, Trump! Freedom for Cuba, Trump! Freedom for Cuba, Trump! Freedom for Cuba, Trump! ¡Se fuera!
So you probably noticed people waving not just Cuban flags, but also American flags, and a number of Trump Pence signs, and I've seen also a few Make America Great hats again. So some support here as well for President-elect Donald Trump, who spoke out against increasing relations between the U.S. and Cuba during his campaign, saying that he would close the embassy in Havana, and also saying that he would shut down some of the executive actions that President Obama put forth, allowing for more economic possibilities between the two countries. So once again, I'm Charlie James. We are outside of the Versailles restaurant in Little Havana in Miami, where ever since the news broke of former president of Cuba, Fidel Castro's death, people have been out here in the streets. Huge Cuban and Cuban-American population here in Miami, over half the city. And so this is a massive event here for people in this city. So I'm going to turn the camera back around and take you inside the celebrations.
Pero gracias a Dios, hoy podemos presentar
Todo el que le molestaba lo mató, mató a Camilo, mató a Che, mató a todo el mundo.
Can I ask you some questions? Can I ask you some questions? We're on Facebook, ABC's Facebook page right now. When did you come down here today?
To the city, to here?
Yeah.
A couple hours ago.
A couple of hours ago. And how long do you intend to stay out here?
Well, I have a party to go back with my friends that coincidentally we have it today. So we're celebrating twice. We're gonna go back to Hialeah, which is my hometown. But we're gonna stay here for another hour at least.
And so what was your reaction when you first heard the news of the death of Fidel Castro? Because he has been in ill health for quite a while, but was it still a shock to you and to your friends?
Well, my wife, she waked me up with the news. And it was a shock. We were waiting for him to die for a while. He was sick. But the kind of person he was, you have to be sure he's dead to just come out and be happy, because we heard the news so many times, but not from his brothers on TV. So when his brothers said it on TV, we knew it was true, and you could see this is nothing. It's the beginning. It's the beginning, and it's another tomorrow for us.
Do you have any family still in Cuba? Have you talked to them?
No, not today. I do have family in Cuba, so many aunts and uncles and nephews, but all my family is here. My mother, my sister, my wife. But we do have family in Cuba, and I don't talk to them today, no.
Okay.
I didn't talk to them.
You know, and some people think it's strange that people are out here in the streets celebrating that someone died. But
Celebrating death?
right.
We're not celebrating death. We're celebrating a new era. This guy, he represents for us. I'm 45 years old, and that's all I know. I've been know it's Fidel. So it is not death. We're not happy because he died as a human being. It's just because he represents the end and probably a new beginning that we don't know yet what is coming for us.
And so do you think his brother is still in power? And, you know, they're very much aligned ideologically. Do you think that this is really going to change something?
I think he's weak. He don't have the charisma that Castro used to have. And he has like a couple or two generations already, people with 25, 27 years old. And the one who's coming already that probably, if they know the chance they have in their hand now, they can take it. But I have to see, because Cuba, we've been struggling with this problem for 50 years, and I don't know if we already know how to come out of the problem. But this is the beginning of time.
Did you bring the cigar, or are people passing
No,
them around?
yeah, Cuban, he was passing cigars around. We are like that. It's a happy day for us today. And it's that thing that he died, but he has to die. Everybody's gonna die. We're celebrating today. We have the chance to celebrate, and we're doing it because this is Miami and United States. You see my flag? I'm Cuban, but this is home. This is home. Go Trump!
Great, thank you very much. So that man there echoing how a lot of Cubans and Cubans Americans out here feel right now, saying that they're not necessarily reveling in the fact that he's dead as much as they're hoping that this will change something in Cuba and be the end of an era, so to speak. It might seem strange, and I'm seeing a lot of comments, people finding it strange that people are out here in the streets celebrating, but as that man said, for a lot of Cuban Americans and Cubans here, this regime is all they've known, and this is a welcome change to many people. And also echoing that their friends and family in Cuba are not able to take to the streets and express their opinions, so they are out here also in solidarity, what they see as solidarity for their family and friends in Cuba who are not able to be out here and aren't able to celebrate in the streets in that country. So we will turn the camera back around here in Little Havana, where celebrations have been going on ever since the news of Fidel Castro's death.
nuestro creador, papá Dios. Gracias, hijo. Muchas gracias. Ay, mira qué bien. Si el dolor fuera palpable, si fuera palpable, va a ser impensable.
Now this part of town, Little Havana, and this restaurant in particular, Versailles, is also a big tourist attraction here in Miami. I've seen a number of tourists who just happen to have their Thanksgiving holidays coincide with this event and are still coming to get some of the famous coffee here. And the restaurant is definitely also a gathering place for people here, and is also expressing their support for these celebrations. I want to show you some signs on the door here. You can see the slogan of the restaurant itself is the world's most famous Cuban restaurant. So this was immediately a spot where people began gathering outside of here in Little Havana overnight once we got word of Fidel Castro's death. And it's a Saturday here, the weather's lovely, and people, just the crowd since I've gotten here have just kept getting bigger. The police have shut down 2 blocks here And driving in, there's cars parked all along the street, on the grass, all in this residential neighborhood around this restaurant. So just to give you a little bit of context, if you're just joining, we are in Little Havana in Miami, and there have been crowds of people outside here on the street, outside of the Versailles restaurant, since overnight when we got word of the former Cuban president Fidel Castro's death. People out here banging pots and pans, waving American and Cuban flags, chanting, parading. So it's a lot of definitely celebrating, people feeling like this is a happy day here in Miami for the Cuban population here. Cubans and Cuban Americans make up over half of the population here in Miami, so definitely a major event. I'll turn the camera back around and take you inside the celebrations again. For ABC. How are you feeling today?
Bien, bien, happy. Murió un maldito mero, coño. Acaba que se mueran todos los casos. Ay,
Es una metáfora, pero quiere decir que cuando tú le hagas la oración a Dios.
I imagine this has been a long day coming for.
Yeah, it's been a very long day. I mean, a very, very long day, and hopefully things will change over there. You know, I mean, he destroyed everything he had to destroy, and he killed everything he had to kill, and he oppressed everything. And even though things might not change, at least they got to see this thing happen. We were waiting for it for so long.
What does this mean to you and your family?
Yeah, it's a day, you know, like after waiting so many years, and hopefully it will change for the people over there, which is the most important. You know? But that's mainly it.
And what do you think is going to happen now? And what do you want the U.S. to do? And incoming president?
I think whatever's best for the people over there. It's not about us anymore. You know, it's about the people over there, that they live decently and they experience so freedom after so many years of oppression that they had to endure. And it's not the American embargo; it was the Castro embargo and his regime against the Cuban people.
Have you talked to anyone, family or friends who are still in Cuba?
No, I have not. I sent them a text, but you know, people there I've heard that are very cautious, and of course they don't have the freedom to speak that we do here.
So there's no one out in the street like this?
No, I have not seen anything, but you know, I'm not there. I mean, we left like 40 years ago. So,
well, thank you very much for being with us. Thank you.
Libertad, 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 libertad.
So that is a look at the scene here in Little Havana. Celebrations have been going on through the night, now into the day, following the death of Fidel Castro. People playing music, waving flags, smoking cigars, seeing lots of cigars, and chanting, hoping for a free Cuba. I'm Charlie James here in Miami. ABC News will be here and following all the news in Cuba and abroad following the death of the former president of Cuba, Fidel Castro. So make sure you stay with ABC across all platforms, online and on television, for the latest with this breaking story.